Ah, okay. So, um, hello, hello, hello. Okay. Uh, Should I also do the audio? Actually, I think I should. Hmm. Um. So, how do I open this up? So, I'm sure. Okay. I think I'm just gonna do a thing and blah blah blah. Thing. So, step one. Okay. First you're gonna have to find. First you're gonna have to download OneNote Jazz, which is basically a pitch guide and BPM guide for you to when you're recording your own utau, um, which is basically it looks this, like this. So you need this. Another thing you need when you're recording your toe is you need to have a rec list or a recording list. And a recording list is basically a list of syllables, phonemes, etc. To make your toe sing. And basically, this acts as sort of the origin, the source of your toe. Um, and for example, this is an example of VCV rec list, which is what I usually use. So this is called 7 Mora VCV. There's different kinds of modas. Modas is basically from what I understood, it's like words. So 7 words VCV, not words, letters. So like there's like I guess seven of these like e So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah. So basically 7 stringed word not words, but 7 strings of letters, basically. But there's different kinds. There's like 16 Moda VCV, there's like 5 Moda VCV, there's 3 Moda CVC, but there's all kinds of stuff. And it's also up to you if you want to do VCV. There's also VCV um basically sounds this like that. It's like continuous. It's continuous sound. There's also things like CV, which is what you. I mean, I'm too lazy to put an example up, but you could look that up yourself. But it's like it's not continuous, but it's like there's more stops. Like you know, I'm not gonna sing that. Anyways, um, so once you get your VCV, your rec list, once you get your rec list, your OneNote Jazz, once you've downloaded Odemo, um, which is another program that you'll be needing, which is this. So once you get Odemo, and another program that you'll be needing is More Sampler, and this is a program that's a bonus for noise removal. Is noise removed by Uta, in which you can find in his YouTube channel and his site. I will just link that in the description. But yeah, this is basically what you need. Is you need a demo, more sampler, noise remover. It's just a bonus. Doesn't It's not necessary. It's just it'll help you sort of clean up your recording in like one go without you having to go through every single file. Um, but yeah, so basically what you need is Oremo, more sampler, and OneNote Jazz, and your recording list. So I mean, there's like a guide BGM already that's built in Oremo, but it's only like for 100, and it's in the F4 pitch. But if you're planning on making a towel that has multiple pitches, then you obviously need OneNote Jazz. So One Note Jazz has different kinds of BPM. So there's the lowest one is 90 and the highest one is 140. Um, 140 is the highest, fastest one, and I usually use 140 because it's easier for me to record. I'm very lazy, so 140 recording a VCV reckless will take you like 30 minutes, and 90 ppm usually reserved for recording stuff like vocal fries and glottal, not glottal subs, just vocal fries. Yeah. Um, so you want to record your sound, you open Oremo and you make a. I have so much folders. New folder, new D. So you open your Oremo. There's also Oremo English patch, so you should definitely get that. And also, before you get into this, you should also check your regional settings in your computer and make sure that it's set in Japanese. Because if not, then it's not gonna be able to read the hiragana and katakana. So you should set that first. Um, but yeah, if you have utau running, then this thing has already been set up because it doesn't also utau also needs that for it to run. So you just open your file. You make a folder where you put where you want to put your utau, and you select folder, put it in. You go file, load voiceless, and then you put in your rec list, basically. Where did I put it? Holy shit. For example, this 7 Moda VCV. So you put it, and it should show. It should show here. These things are basically. You don't need to know this, but this just means that it's higher. Up, I think it's like a pitch higher, I believe, and this is like the lower pitch. But you don't really need to like do that because I don't think anyone uses these like these days, because people used to use this for like falsetto recordings, but not anymore because this sign conflicts with a lot of things in utau, so they don't use it anymore. So you um go to once you get the setup, you go to options, you go to recording style. um you So basically this manual recording is when you have to press R and basically just keep you have to keep holding R until you're finished. So it's kind of like, let me lower my volume real quick because it's gonna blast my ears and it's gonna hurt. Stop playing. Hold on. Pause. Why is it not playing? Oh yeah, never mind. Because this doesn't. What this doesn't. Oh yeah, this does. Okay. Well, the first one doesn't play the BGM background music. If you're built like that and you don't need it, go ahead. But I would advise to have a BGM One Note Jazz, like a BGM background guide, because if you're gonna use more sampler, especially more samplers is programmed by BPM, so you don't want the program to be fucky wucky. You know what I mean? So yeah, you that's basically what manual recording is. And this one, when R is pressed, play the guide music once and record automatically. Voice switching is performed manually. So you click R, it plays the background BGM for you, and then it records with it, and then it stops by itself. And then rinse and wash. The third one, it keeps on recording, so it never stops. Unlike the second one, where it after the recording is done, it just stops completely, and then you click on like this thing again, and then start over again. But basically, with this third one, it just keeps on recording over and over and over and over again until you click R again, in which it stops. But yeah. After that, you always use the third one, or if you don't, you can also use the second one. You record like, let's stops, and you have to do this for like 1,000 times because a VCV has like 1,000 files, I think, in it. I think, or like 200 or 100. I think it's just 100. I'm insane. It's just 100. Um, you have to do this 100 times until you basically have all this. If you don't know how to read this, there's translations on the internet for the VCV. There's like a Romaji version of this. You can also check that out. Or you can translate it yourself into Google and then have your little list and like just read it in the side as you record. So after that, after you have recorded your utau, let me just, I guess, you just get this, whatever this is. I don't know what this is. Actually, no, there's already. I have so much files. Please don't look at it. Hold on. Let me just. So if you already have it recorded and everything, let me. Sorry if I'm so fast. I'm just fast like this. Where did I do this? Where did I group it like this? Okay. Let me just. Okay, so it's just WAVs right now. Okay, so we have this. Right, this is what it's well, more or less what it's gonna look like when it's done, but this is obviously not done. This is just like up to here, but it's whatever. This is a sample. So after this, you take the thing and then you open your more sampler. Where the fuck did I put my more sampler? I have no idea. More sampler. Okay, so you take your more sampler, you take this file, like where your utau is, a folder, you drag and you drop it into more sampler. And if your rec list is in hiragana and katakana, please take note of that. Or if it's in Romaji, take note as well. So more sampler, you click, since my thing is in hiragana katakana, then obviously I'm gonna choose number 1, which is Japanese hiragana katakana. Generate VCV entries. Oh, by the way, the more sampler can only auto. Oh yeah, have to mention auto. Auto, I don't know how to explain, but it's basically separating a recording, for example, because for example, this is a VCV file, right? So it's yeah. So basically, what an auto is, it is that it generates the wave files that will make your utau sing. For example, the word like basically cut them off. This is a VCV, so how it cuts is basically cuts like this and then and then ai and then iya and then so on and so forth. So it basically groups them together, so it'll look like, let me show you. It'll look like, let me get videos. It'll look like it's the auto file. Actually, let me open it up so I can show you. It's easier. It will look like this in the toe. It looked like this. So you see this. And the A3 just means that this is the A3 pitch, so that the utau can know which pitch is going to be used in certain pitches, for example, because it's basically what the utau does is that it stretches the already existing pitch, but yeah, so that's what it does. That's what auto is. I don't know how to auto because I'm very lazy and I'm too lazy to learn, but if you want to learn, there's tons of videos out there for that. But I'm lazy, so I just use more sampler and pay someone to auto it for me. But if you're a beginner and you can't pay yet and you're still learning, then you can use this. So yeah, generate VCV entries, yes. CVVC, no. So this is the aliasing. So aliasing is basically this. This is what aliasing is, and this is what an auto looks like. I have no idea how to explain it to you. I'm so sorry, but you need it. So I believe this is hiragana only. because I just want it to be hiragana. I don't want it to be romaji. But if you want, there's like a hiragana plus romaji. There's like romaji plus phonemes, hiragana, etc. Duplicated name? No, not really. Enter suffix. So suffix, you only enter this if you're doing multiple pitches. But if your towel only has one pitch, you don't need to do this. So since it's just one pitch, then we're just gonna do this. Yeah, and then after that, you put your towel thingy into the towel, and then it should sing. And then you put a USD and it should sing. So like if you're gonna ask how the fuck do people make continuous sounding utau and like make it sound good, you know? Well, besides from recording and recording like you're singing, they also have multiple pitches, which is this. So for example, for the Yo's Onyx, the Yo has like A3, A4, C5, D4, F4, falsetto C5, which I haven't recorded yet. Soft A3, A4, D4, etc. So what you do is for your if you want your towel to have multiple pitches, you make a folder and then put the pitches in like A3, C4, D4. You just pick whichever you want here. This is also in the OneNote chat, so you don't have to worry about it. For example, if you want to start with F4, then you put in an F4 folder. You auto it. Yes, you put in more sampler. You auto all of this separately, and then after that you just open it in towel like this. Or you can, if you like, if you have any like existing towels that you downloaded, you can just copy paste these and just replace it with your own stuff. Never copy, please. Just make it like a reference. Um, but yeah. What was it, guys? I forgot. Oh God, I already forgot what I was gonna say. I actually already forgot. I'm so sorry. But yeah. So if you have multiple pitches, for example, if you've done this and you're like, oh my God, it doesn't sing. Like, what? Oh yeah, you can also just do this. You can just go to the folder like this and just open. It'll open for you. It'll load. So it's like, oh my God, I've already done this. I've already done the pitches, but they're not singing. So what could be a problem with that is that you go to tools and then edit prefix map. So what the prefix map is that you are telling utau which pitch in the folder it's going to use in the different pitches. For example, like if Ivory reaches A4, then I want Ivory to use the A4 pitch, so I put it there. And if they use the G4 pitch, I want them to just use the G4, etc., etc. So yeah, that might be a thing that might not. That's probably one of the reasons why your child doesn't sing. But yeah, think that's pretty much it. I believe. But if you have any kind of questions, then you can always ask me. But yeah. Also another thing is if you want your tao to have little bits of like extra, for example, like glottal stops and vocal fry. So vocal fry is basically like that, like the sort of growl before you say something. That's what a vocal fry is. So lots of Italo these days have vocal fry, just make it sound more like human, I guess, or natural. There's also people also use like people also have like glottal stops, which is like like that's it. It's just like a stop compared to there's like different stops of like when it ends a note, like this. Like hold on, let me just put that in. So, oh God. Yeah, like that. And there's like little stops where I think the sign for it is like a dot. I don't have it because I haven't recorded it. It's like this. This is the sign for it. But I don't have it yet. But yeah, you can also have that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I believe. Yeah, when you were when you want to record. Basically, what takes time is just the recording and like deciding how you want your towel to sound. And finding make sure to find like a good recording place because it's gonna impact how your towel is gonna sound. When there's too much echo, it'll sound a little bit different in a towel. So for example, if your towel sounds kind of wonky, you can use more. You go to project property, and this is also where you can change your towel. Voice bank, by the way. Tool one and tool two. So tool two, basically, you can use more sampler with this. What more sampler does is that it blocks all the noise that is in your recording and kind of make it sound a little bit cleaner. WAV tool, I'm not sure, but it does something. Like there's a difference, but I don't know what. Um, yeah, that's basically it.